Welcome back, everybody, to the Hometown Hustle, episode 10. Today, we sat down with Lawton Lesueur of Midland Empire Insurance here in Grants Pass.
Yeah, you guys, this is a great episode. I think you're really going to like it. Lawton's just an all-around great dude, super involved in the community. He's a Rotarian. He's on the Chamber of Commerce board, Boys and Girls Club board. Just does a lot to give back on top of being a business owner. So
He does.
Yeah. And he served, overseas. He was a Marine in Afghanistan, military police, and some good stories there, and good stories about him and his family and how he grew up and how he got to where he is now. So,
yeah, looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let us know what you thought.
Yeah, send it.
Welcome to the Hometown Hustle, a podcast showcasing small business owners and leaders who are making an impact here in the Rogue Valley. Come join us as we go one-on-one with some of the most inspiring people that call Southern Oregon their home. Now, here's your hosts, Daniel Buffano and Michael O'Coin.
I feel like we haven't done this in a while.
We haven't done this in a while. It's been a couple weeks since we recorded something, so it may not look like that out in the world, but it's been a few weeks. What's up, Mr. Lesueur?
Hey, thanks for having me. Not a lot.
You're not a lot. You're just here, just trying to get this over with so I can leave you alone about it? Is that what's going on?
I mean, I've never been on TV or on YouTube or anything, so that's a little new for me,
Yeah, you don't even have a social media account. You have a Facebook, but that's about it.
Yes, and I don't look at it. I just have it.
You just have it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, good. No, I'm obviously happy to have you. You're one of those people that are inspiring in this community. I mean, you're one of my best buddies, and so it's easy. It's an easy transition to have you on here, but you're an awesome dude. And so that's the whole point of this thing is
We're such good friends. I'm not even first.
You're not even first.
30.
Third.
We wanted to make sure we had it right when you had you on.
Oh.
We didn't want to experiment on you.
Yeah.
You could have just said that. It made sense.
You're number 10, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, you're episode 10. That's cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, good round number.
Yeah, that's great. First double digit.
First double digit.
There
That's
you go.
Yeah, cool. So first off, congratulations on your Rising Star Award.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
With the Grants Pass Chamber of Commerce. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I didn't really know what all it entailed, so it was kind of cool to get that and stand up there in front of everybody and get their cool little trophy. And still at home, I got to bring it to the office now. But
that's right. You were carrying around for a week.
I was gonna.
Are you done polishing it?
Yeah. Well, no, I just do one. There's a lot of little edges, so I just do one every night.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna bring it here so we could have it in the podcast.
Oh, we should have.
Yeah, that'd have been awesome.
All right, let's start over.
You're gonna go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was pretty cool. And you did a great job too. You made insurance sound sexy. Is that what your joke? Yeah.
Yeah. Insurances never look so sexy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Can you play that? You have your little cutouts. Can you
yeah.
play a section of that video?
And I think you got your new tagline too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insurance
Yeah.
is sexy.
No, insurances never look so
It
sexy.
never looks so sexy.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
with that silver beard.
Got to keep the beard and stay young forever. That'll work for a long time.
Yeah. I think I do have video of you up there saying that, so I could probably drop that in.
Oh, I didn't mean that video. I meant like my video that they played.
Oh,
yeah.
Your commercial.
Yeah. Don't play the whole thing.
Don't play the whole. Why?
Like 10 seconds of it.
Yeah, not 3 or 4 minutes of it.
You can only handle so much sexy insurance. 10 seconds is plenty.
Well, Daniel requested the whole clip. Oh. So it's going to be our exit on this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So people have to watch the full hour to see
Full
it.
hour, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good idea.
All right.
It's great.
I need an MP4 of that video so Danny could use it, okay?
Yeah, you just let me know. I'll get it.
Yeah. No, you won't. You only know what an MP4
I mean,
is.
I'll email somebody to get it for me. I don't know what it is, but I'll get it for you.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Lawton, let's get down to business here. So tell us who you are, where are you from? Start from the beginning.
The beginning.
The wee baby Lawton.
Okay. Well, Merrill West Medical Center, Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Yeah.
July 14th, 1987.
Yeah.
That's where it all started. I came out into a construction zone. My mom attributes that to me being able to sleep through anything. So my wife would say the same thing with screaming kids at home.
They were doing construction at the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Construction at the hospital. So I sleep pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Klamath Falls, born and raised. My dad was also. He met my mom in New Jersey when he was back there going to school, so they moved back and bought the insurance agency from his mom and dad. And it was a Midland Empire then as well, and they just took it. It was just a little, Main Street business. My grandpa was kind of like a dealer of all trades, real estate, whatever you name it. He probably tried it, but yeah, they just took the insurance part and really grew it. So it went from, it was the one in town where people kind of went to that like maybe just needed insurance for the weekend and then they canceled on Monday. And then my dad completely changed the model and my mom. And now it was like, now we're the second biggest office in Klamath Falls. And we have the one here that I run also. The one here was Clark's Insurance.
Right.
Yeah. My parents partnered with them because they, didn't have the kids that were interested. They didn't want to sell to like one of the big agencies that buys people up out there. So they partnered up with them. So that's cool. How that happened. That's the insurance part of it. So anyways, so I grew up, I went to Henley High School. So I'd come over here and play in Valley, North Valley, Illinois Valley, and Rogue River. Those have all changed now. Now I think it's just Hin Valley and North Valley that play Henley. After high school, I kind of goofed around for a year, worked a little bit, and want to go to college. Went and tried it out. Didn't like college. Then I went in the Marine Corps.
So before you get too far down the road, explain how your parents came up with the name Lawton, because it is kind of rare.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So my mom wanted to name me London, and my dad wasn't a big fan. So he said, or wait.
The other way around.
Other way around. My dad wanted to name me London. My mom didn't like it. She's from New Jersey, so she said, if we name this one London, the next one's New York. So they just agreed to not do either, and they opened up the baby book from who knows where and found Lawton. So,
right.
But yeah, it's usually a last name if you see it. Like
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I remember growing up. I went to a Mariners game and they were playing the Indians, and there was a guy, Matt Lawton, outfield. But then I think was a Senator Lawton Childs. I think he was Oregon. Maybe that's where my dad came up with it.
Yeah.
Knowing my dad. So
a senator.
Yeah.
Probably a hardcore conservative and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was 0 days old.
0 days? You're just a wee swimmer at that point?
Yeah. My political preference at that point was non-existent.
Yeah. Cool. So, sorry, go back into that. You joined the Marines.
Yeah, so I went and tried out community college at Lynn Benton I made a year and then another, what's Oregon do? Semesters? Terms? We're weird. We do 3. Yeah.
Trimesters?
Yes. So I did
Marines, man. Marines, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I didn't bring any red crayons for you to eat.
Me?
Yeah.
They're your favorite.
Well, I knew you liked the blue ones, so I didn't.
Clearly.
Michael doesn't like any. So I did that. And so we're third generation insurance, and me and my brother, and we're also third generation Marines. So it was kind of, the script was laid out. I've never had an original thought for myself. I went to the Marine Corps. I actually signed up initially, and this is why I stayed in college a little longer. I went to find a recruiter for the enlisted side, but there wasn't one in Albany. Or wait. Yeah, there wasn't one. The one was in Albany, and I lived in Corvallis, and I didn't want to drive to Albany, so I went into the recruiter in Corvallis. It was an officer recruiter. So they want you to go stay in college and get good grades and go to OCS and officer candidate school and do that whole thing.
JROTC or whatever, or ROTC.
You could do that route as well. That's like when you're actually, the school actually has the military program
yeah.
in it. This one was like, no, just go get your degree and then you can go do this. And I think there was some training during the summertime. So I was like, he kind of swayed me on it. I was like, yeah, all right, maybe I'll just try a little more college and see, but I just wasn't ready. So eventually I went over to Albany and talked to the Marine recruiter, and I was a little older. I was like 21 when I went in.
Yeah.
So like I did it all myself. Like usually they hold your hand through it, cause you're 18 and you need it. They take you up there to MEPS and you go up to Portland and they do the height and the weight and the blood and all that stuff. But I just drove myself. He's like, you want me to take you? And I was like, no, I'm going to come on my own. So I went up there a couple of times and got it figured out. And then, I decided to go in January of 2009. So like the same week I was in boot camp, like a week after I started, I think Obama was the president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you not think you were ready?
I don't know. I mean, I just, wasn't good at school. Like, not that I'm not smart or I can't do it. I just didn't have the attention, didn't want it, have the desire. So, growing up and going through school was always kind of tough for me because I never got good grades. I mean, thank God for basketball, because if it wasn't for basketball, I probably wouldn't have had good grades at all. So I had to keep them good enough just to play. So that was kind of a saving grace for me in high school, but I don't know. I mean, I know I can do it because I got through the Marines, excelled in the Marines, meritoriously promoted twice, did my 4 years, military police, could have stayed in, but just, my life trajectory and what I wanted to do, I didn't see the Marines really panning out for me. I wanted to go do something more. Didn't want somebody to tell me how to dress and when to be places. And so I got out and I went to college. I went to UNR.
Do you think the Marines is probably one of the best things that ever happened to you, or?
Yeah, I mean, outside of getting married to Tara, yes.
Well, I mean, at that point in your life, you think it's the best thing for you?
Because without that, I would have never found them,
Right.
Like, it was the most important thing in my life, for sure. The military, luckily, I had a good experience. I got to deploy. I went to Afghanistan. Didn't see anything that was life-changing or altering. PTSD, that stuff's all real. And those guys that paid the price, or the ultimate price, that's pretty tough. And so
you got pretty lucky.
Yeah, I got lucky,
Yeah.
Like, I got to go do all that, and I got to go outside of the wire, every other day. And
do you have some close calls?
Yeah, closest one we had that I know of. So we were in trucks all the time. So it was kind of hard to say, because a lot of the gunners who were up in the guns would say, I heard a gunshot. Was that at us? I don't know. So as far as I know, the closest call we had is I was the first truck, and there's no roads over there. It's just the desert. Well, unless you get into the little towns and they have roads. But in the desert, you got to pick your own way. So we had these Blue Force trackers. It's kind of like your iPad screen there, but it's gigantic and military grade. It looks terrible. So I would just sit in the passenger seat, and I'd have my overlays, and like, okay, I have 50 trucks behind me. I need to pick the best route to get there, and there's no road map. So over time, I would develop my own road map, like, oh, I want to avoid this area and go through here, and this is mud, and you'll get stuck here, because every time a truck gets stuck, the whole convoy has to stop, get out, pull the truck out, and that can take 30 minutes. It can take a day, depending how bad it gets stuck. So one time we were doing this mission down, it was heading south. It was in Helmand province, so it was just, forget the exact name of the base, but we were going down, and it was like literally out in the desert. No roads, no nothing. I drove over this IED. It didn't explode. Didn't even know. The truck behind me drove over it. And then the third truck, which was weighed down with ammunition, they drove over it, and they were just heavy enough because the pressure plate, the connecting pieces, were buried in sand, because they figured it had been there for a couple years.
Yeah.
So sand had blown and piled up on top of it. So when that truck drove over it, it connected and detonated.
Oh, wow.
And I was behind me at this point. I was like, wow, what was that? That was crazy. And you feel percussion.
Percussion.
Yeah.
Percussion. Yeah. And just kind of shakes you a little, So we all stopped, and like, you don't know. And we had, you have all your procedures. So one of the trucks it was an MRAP, so it had guys in it. So they'd come up, drove up next to it, and they have to get out and like help the people out of the truck. And their whole thing was like, wow, like, that's scary. And they have their metal detectors, but there's so much metal and shrapnel from the tires, because they have the metal in them and everything else. It's like everything's beeping. So you don't know. So
did you have any casualties from that?
No, they got pretty lucky. It was
buried down enough for it.
Yeah. And they were in a big truck. They were in a 7-ton. So the further you can get away from the blast, I forget however many feet, it like loses so much force. So the bigger the truck, the better.
But it kind of messed up the truck a bit.
Oh yeah. Truck was toast.
Yeah.
I could probably find a picture and send that to you too, if you want.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Put that up on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, they were good. They weren't even wearing their seat belts or their Kevlars, helmets. Yeah, they didn't have any of that on. They're just in there hanging out, I guess.
Wow.
Marines.
Just out for a desert cruise.
Marines.
Yeah, desert cruise. Just another Sunday.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, so that was the closest. I mean, I knowingly drove over it.
And you were in a Humvee?
I was also in a 7-ton.
Oh,
So I had to push a mine roller. It's like a big embankment of wheels that you push out in front of you. And the idea is that'll run over the IED and blow up the mine roller and not your truck. Well, they figured out real quick, we'll put the pressure plate up 20 feet up there in the bum, 20 feet back. So when you hit the pressure plate with your mine roller, it blows the truck up, not rocket science.
So maybe it was you that hit the pressure plate and blew the truck.
Oh, I was long gone. Yeah. No, it wasn't, unless they really messed up that bad. But
yeah,
we were close enough to that base, and all the bases had little blimps they'd stick up in the air with cameras. So they actually were watching us come in and watched it detonate. So they had it on video. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, but we went up into Marja, and a few years before I got there, not even that, maybe a year or two, Marja was like the hot spot. And
yeah,
here you are rolling through it. When we first showed up, the guys in front of us that were changing out with us, they stay a month and make sure we can do the job before they leave. I remember I was in the truck with one of them, and you don't really do anything because you're just learning. And I was just tired, jet lag, mission fatigue, like all this stuff. And we were rolling into Marja, and I just pass out, sleep. I just sleep going. And we pull into the little fob or wherever we were going, and the guy looks over at me. I don't know he was the other unit. He's like, we just pulled in the most dangerous place in Afghanistan. He decided to take a nap. It's like,
let me tell you about where I was born.
there you go. Yeah, but I remember I was so afraid to lick my lips because the first few times we went out, because I was like, if I'm licking my lips and we get blown up, I'm gonna bite my tongue off.
Marines.
It's like the weird things you think about, right? So. But yeah, so luckily I had a really good experience. I didn't lose anybody. There were people in my base that we lost. It was Camp Dwyer. I don't know why I say base, but Camp Dwyer. And just right outside the gate, actually, they snuck an IED in, and we had to go do the recovery mission. So I was actually the one who had to hop on the ground and get their old mine roller that was sitting there and pick it up and put it on the back of my truck. So I had to walk around in the dirt. But by that point, we'd been there for 5 months, and I was kind of
It hasn't blown up yet.
Yeah, stupid. I would never go again. There's a reason young people fight our wars, because you're fearless,
Yeah.
Have less to lose. Yeah, but so did that for 4 years, got out, used the GI Bill, went to University of Nevada, Reno, got my business administration degree. I powered through it because I was 25 at that point. I didn't want to be in college. But yeah, so to go back to grades, I think I got 1 or 2 B's the whole time. So the military gave me the, fortitude to be able to get through school and do fine with it. And
maybe just discipline.
Yeah, there you go. That's a better word. So yeah, just cruise through it. It wasn't that bad really. Just go to class, do your homework.
Yeah. I struggled really badly in high school too. If it wasn't for sports, I probably wouldn't have done same thing you said. But in college, it was fine. It's 3.3, 3.5 GPA, no problems whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I didn't go to the Marines, but just college in general was just easier for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure with college baseball, they're probably a little more strict. Oh, okay.
If you knew my coaches, yeah. My coaches didn't really care about that. So,
well, I never played baseball, so maybe it's a baseball thing.
I don't know. I
just show up sober.
I did that most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't much of a drinker in college anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think that just goes to show you don't have to have good grades to do well in life. Our schooling system is set up around failure's bad, don't get Fs. So many people don't even finish and go out and do great things. So putting that pressure on myself when I was younger to, do good, but then I wasn't really trying. So then I didn't do good, and then it was just a lot. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that I don't know if I'm the best example, but I feel like I'm a pretty good example that you can be average in high school.
No college here.
Yeah. Average
in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now killing it in the real estate game.
Okay.
You're doing just fine, Michael. You're doing just fine. Excellent, actually. So, and then you went to UNR.
Yep.
And did well there, but that's where you met Tara.
Met Tara, yeah. The one way I said it would never work, blind date.
Yeah.
Yeah, friend set us up, mutual friend, and Yeah, it worked.
It worked.
Yeah, we went on one date, and then it was like, all right, got a couple of drinks, and then went home. And then the next time we went to the Reno Aces, which if you've never been to a Reno Aces game, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then, from there, it was no looking back. So,
yeah. I'll just share this funny story. So the one time that I'd gone to UNR when I was in college, CSUMB was a Division II baseball school, everything school. And so, we went and played a weeknight doubleheader against UNR, which is a Division I school. And at that time, I can't remember what division they were in, but it was pretty good. I mean, they were playing some good teams. And we went in there, and I pitched. I think it was the first game, and we just got absolutely rocked. Absolutely rocked. And that was like, it's like up in the mountains too. So like you feel really good when you throw the ball. It like carries pretty, it's different than, sea level. And I was thinking I was hot shit. And we came up and they had their number 2 hitter was their best player. And that one of the scouts that beforehand was telling me, like, you got to watch out for this kid. Don't throw him any fastballs. And I was the kind of guy who loved my fastball in college. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I'm going to throw my fastball. Give me a break. Sure enough, first fastball. Yak. Just absolutely tattooed it. And I got rocked. And the rest of our team got rocked too. And then we went to Circus and got crazy.
No better place than Circus, man.
That's how every good Reno story
goes.
Yeah, I will leave that the rest of the stories off camera and off. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. At least just to go there and play against a Division I team was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's how you improve. Really, play people that are better than you.
Yeah, I don't know how much better we got, but we got our asses kicked. So no, that was fun. Anyway, sorry. This isn't about me, but I like UNR for that reason.
Yeah,
just because
fun memories.
Fond memories, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Reno's awesome. If I didn't have this to come back to, I probably would have stayed down there. Yeah,
my hometown.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What high school?
I did. I actually went to high school in Guam, but I was born in Reno. So nice. Washoe, that's where all my family's from.
Okay, I've been to Guam.
Yeah.
When we got back from Afghanistan, they sent us to Hawaii, and they sent us on a C-130. So prop plane with 2 on. And I don't think those things move. I'm pretty sure what they do is they just get enough speed to get into the air, and they wait for the earth to rotate underneath them, and then they just land again. It's like being on a kite. Yeah. It took us 3 days. We went from Okinawa to Guam to Wake Island to Hawaii.
Wake Island, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wake Island. Yes. That was cool.
Yeah.
There's still old World War II bunkers that U.S. prisoners built, and all the machinery's in the water still that like never made it on land. I guess. Yeah.
They're in Truck Island. Truck Island is very similar. Truck Island was our version of Pearl Harbor for the Japanese.
Oh.
We sank an entire fleet there pretty much. So it's like all in this big cove bay, and there's like all these shipwrecks that dive and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Wow. I got to go now.
Yeah. You got to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. So, where were we? Tara.
So met Tara, and she had just finished her undergrad, and then she wanted to go to PT school. So you have to apply, and there's no saying where you'll get into. And I didn't, a year into it, I didn't know if we were going to make it. So I was like, you got to go do your thing, right? Like go sign up, see which ones you get into. She ends up getting into Pacific University up in Hillsboro. The campus is in Forest Grove, but her medical center was in Hillsboro. So she ended up going up there, and we just did long distance for a couple of years. I finished my degree in 3 years, under 3 years, but I had some credits from the first time. I had some credits from the military. So I just went to school summer all the time.
CrossFit coach.
Yeah, got my CrossFit coaching level 1 certificate and did that. That was a blast. Met some of like my best friends. You just met Chris last weekend. Yeah. Chris and Nick and like Bill and all those guys were pretty awesome. That was fun. Just focus on school and working out. It was a great time. But I don't coach anymore. I did a little bit, but
what gym did you coach at?
It was called Pyramid CrossFit.
Okay.
So there's Pyramid Lake. It used to always drive me crazy. Like, how many cool names are there to name CrossFit gyms? And you went with Pyramid.
Yeah.
There's like double-edged sword and like, atomic CrossFit. And
Black Iron.
Yeah, I go to Pyramid, But that's before I realized like Pyramid Lake's so
it made sense.
Yeah, right. So kind of cool in that respect. And it was Bill's gym. That's where he grew up going. But Yeah. So in 2016, then I moved up here, and it was still Clark's Insurance, but family business, like such a rare opportunity. Like I was like, I have to try insurance. I don't know anything about it. It doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound sexy.
I'm going to make it sexy.
Yeah.
It's your slogan, man.
I know. I had to put my own twist in it. So I came up here and started, and like, I don't know, it's just been fun. Like it really has been. I enjoy it. I enjoy the people, really. Like insurance is a commodity. Everybody's got to have it. It's on every corner, especially in this town. There's like
so many insurance agents.
I don't know why, offices, but there's just a ton of them. But it's been fun. So, luckily I'm in a good spot where I'm like not from the ground up. I came into a family business, very lucky in that respect.
Yeah, lucky. But did you ever think that was going to be your path?
No.
I
don't want to do insurance. Are you kidding me? Growing up, like around the table, like everybody's like, oh, you were just natural because you talked about it around the dinner table and all this. It's like, no,
yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't want to do it.
It was pushing me away from it more than, but it really is. It's like another language.
Yeah.
So it's not really something you can just talk about. And if I did, maybe it was more like the business side I got to hear, not so much the insurance side, but running your own business.
Yeah. And your dad is obviously a very important person in your life and somebody you love and respect. So if Lance, you're listening to this, don't take this the wrong way, but
are we past 15 minutes?
Are we past 15?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Yeah. All right. We're good. So he's not listening. No, your dad was, from what I understand and what I've gathered from you before, he was really tough on you when you were kids. That, like, as any good father should be, not in a bad way, but,
right.
And I mean, that probably, and your dad is awesome, but he's pretty over the top with a lot of stuff. So
he's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he was abusive or anything, but like there was just certain things and that's the way they were. Probably a little more old school mentality. And if you know my dad, that kind of makes sense. But like if I didn't make my bed in the morning, he'd throw our sheets out in the lawn. I remember waking up in the summertime when he was going to work and I didn't have school. I'd have one of those dreams where like you wake up and he's like giving me all the stuff I need to do during the day. And then I'd actually wake up from my real sleep and he'd be gone. And I'd be like, oh, I lucked out.
So the Marines was a cakewalk.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the plan. Yeah. Like he literally, this sounds made up, but it's not. He literally, one time the babysitter would watch us in the summer. He made us move rocks from one spot, decided he didn't like it. So we had to move them all back.
Sounds like my dad.
Yeah.
I had pretty stinky feet when I was in high school for some reason. And sometimes I would leave my shoes inside the house and they would like stink up my room, right? And so my dad would come in the morning if my shoes were inside the house and he'd tell me to leave them outside because I had like my own door that went out to the back patio. And he said that if you leave your shoes, don't leave your shoes in the house, essentially. And he came in one morning, my shoes were in there, and he threw them out into the field next, like in the property next to ours. And I had to like go find them in the field. Like we're talking like 6 foot, like grasses, like, like a hayfield kind of.
That's great.
He threw them out in the field. He threw them in the pool one time because I did it again. So
yeah.
Sounds like throwing your sheets out on the lawn.
What's wrong with these people?
What's wrong with these? Hey, you know what? You can't follow simple directions. There's got to be some sort of punishment for it. So
yeah, no, it's true. All that stuff seems crazy, but like looking back, you're like, man, I'm happy that that's how my parents did things.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you'll do it a different way, but it's going to be similar. And Isla's going to be 4 soon, and we're getting to the point now where the usual tactics of like explaining why we do things and stuff aren't working anymore.
Oh, geez, tell me about it.
Yeah. So
we all have kids the same age.
We all have, Ryan's going to be 4 in May, so.
Okay, but you have an older kid than that too?
Nope.
Oh, no, I thought you had an older one. I was going to say, I need some advice.
You're in the wrong room, brother.
I know.
We're all looking for advice right now. It's like,
gosh, this is like the normal, like, bait and switch stuff doesn't work anymore. There's no more reasoning. It's not like, oh, you want a pretzel or something? It's like, no, that doesn't work, Dad. Like, I'm still upset. So, but we can have a powwow after this.
Pretzel still works with you. We might as well work with her.
Pretzels are good. Don't pretzels. You got some pretzels in here?
Yeah. No. Well, nope. No. I mean, but so you didn't think you were ever going to go into the family business. I mean, how long did it take for you to? I'm sure when you're a kid, there's always some animosity towards your parents because of how tough they are, and you think they're this big, they're a dick, and this and that. I mean, when did that go away? Do you think for you?
probably like 6 months into the Marine Corps. It all made sense.
Yeah.
Because I remember going, before I went in the Marine Corps, like, because I wanted to be my choice, not my dad's choice. I wanted to be my choice to go do this. And I don't remember the exact conversation, but it was like we were driving around. I had this blue Dodge and we were doing some insurance thing, and he had me driving as a chauffeur to go do it, you know, which, and he said something. And
he was lancing you.
He was lancing me.
Yeah.
Lancing is when you get tricked into doing something that you don't know you're doing. So he lanced me.
I've been lanced before too, by Lance. So yeah.
It's easy to do. He got me this all last weekend.
Yeah.
Like, there was a cooler full of sodas, and I was like, pulled it out and put it on the ground for him to put away. And he's like, well, can you just give me a hand? Like, can you pull it in? I was like, no, you can do this. You can take the sodas out of the cooler. But anyways, he said something to me when we were driving around, and I just remember screaming and punching my steering wheel as hard as I could, like 3 times, and just like being in tears and like so shook up about it. But then fast forward 6 months into the Marine Corps, I was like, all that's gone. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It all made sense.
Yeah. It's interesting. And then, I mean, when you got back and you decided to go into the family business, what was that decision like? I mean, was that a hard decision, or was
no?
it?
I remember when I decided. We were doing Mojave Viper, which is when you go to 29 Palms, California, and do a train up to deploy. I remember and they give you, like, you're not actually using the good stuff you're going to use when you're in theater. You're using like all the stuff from, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, Vietnam. It's all terrible, you know? So you're in these old Humvees that like hardly start and all this stuff. And I just remember like laying in the sand one night, and it was so hot. And, you know, you throw a blanket on the ground and you have your sleeping bag if you need it. But I just remember laying there just in the sand, just melting. And the sun had been down for 2 hours. I remember being like, I need to try that. If I get the opportunity, I need to go in the family business. So that's kind of when I decided. So that was pretty early on, though. That was like probably a year into it.
Yeah. So you knew when you went back to UNR that's the path that you were going to go into.
Yeah, and that was a requirement. So we had to have a degree to be able to go do insurance with the family. So
requirement from
my dad.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. It was that. And then also he had one which I wish he would have held up, was to go work for an insurance company for 2 years, because I'm an agent. Yeah. So like I'm a broker. Like people come to me, I find the best company. I don't actually have a checkbook. If people have claims or whatever, I don't write checks. I'm the middleman. So I wish I would have had to go work for, let's just say, like Liberty Mutual. Everybody knows Liberty Mutual. I wish I would have gone and worked with them for 2 years.
Liberty Bibbity.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have rode my emu to work every day. I wish I would have, because like I would have understood the other side of it, right? Yeah. I understand it as a consumer. I've been in car accidents. I understand it as an agent now, but I never got to spend any time at the company level, and I think that would have helped. Mm-hmm. So I think he got a little panic though, because he was getting closer to being ready to retire, and so was my mom. So I don't think he wanted to wait another 2 years for us to do that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you and your brother were in the Marine Corps kind of at the same time too, right?
Yeah, like almost the exact same. My brother's actually the one who got me to go in the Marine Corps when I really made my mind up, because we went down and visited, and we knew an officer who was stationed in Pendleton, so we went down, and long story short, when we left, like my brother was getting out of high school in, I don't know, it was 8 months. I had been out for a year and a half, and I was like, all right, you know, if Austin's going to do it, and Austin, good at basketball, had scholarships, he could have gone and done that. You know, he could have played basketball for 4 years, but he just decided to do it. And I always admired that. I was like, man, how do you know? Like anybody would.
It's a big decision.
Yeah, would relish and cherish the fact they could go play a sport that they love and have their college paid for. And he was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I always apologize to him though. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, if I stole your thunder. Like because I had 2 years to go in before him, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I waited till he decided, then I did.
Yeah. But did he when did he make that decision that he was going to go into the family business, or did that take a little longer than it did?
I mean, so he did, I don't know exactly when, but I know when he came back and started, so there's a lot of things going on here, but basically he wasn't really certain. Even when we bought the business in 2020, I think it kind of came down to the wire for him.
But when he got back from the Marines, he started working for your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, sorry. He went to Montana State and did college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went to college up there. He fought wildfires in the summer, and he took the 4 years.
Yeah.
Because he was only 22.
Right.
So he took the 4 years, and he did it that way. So then after college, then he came back to Klamath Falls. And I think for him, the real decision to buy it or not came down to the wire, like I was saying. I think he wasn't really sure, mostly because he's 30 years old now, and he's single in Klamath Falls, and prospecting over there is rough.
Yeah.
So not to say it's not there, but
no offense to all the Klamath Falls women who watch our podcast.
Hey, I love Klamath Falls. My favorite thing about living in Grants Pass is when you tell people you're from Klamath Falls, they're like, "How did you do it?"
Hold on, time out.
That place is the worst.
This is for Austin, real quick. Any ladies that are single and good looking in Klamath Falls, Austin Lesueur, by the way, is a stud. So you should hit him up. Midland Empire Insurance. He's probably there every day from 9 to 5. So if you want to just stop in and say hello,
his email's on the website.
Yeah, you can just.
I think it was just a little too late. I mean, you had Gelwin that was there for a while, and a bunch of other companies, and when they left,
they're still
took
there.
a big populace.
They're there still, but not in the capacity they once were. Yeah, well, and it's Klamath is actually really great. Like, raise a family, like, it's safe. There's a lot to do. You're outdoors. Okay, if you don't like snow, then don't go there. But snow's here too.
Yeah,
just not like there. But Klamath Falls.
300 days of sun.
Yeah, it's a city of sunshine. People are always blown away by that. Yeah. Like, what?
Disney almost built a park there.
They did until they went and visited the lake and realized it's 6 feet deep and full of green algae and leeches.
You're not doing it well. We're not talking about Grants Pass, so that's fine.
Yeah, but I love Klamath Falls. Like, if it came down to it and like I had to go back for some reason, I'd stay because of you guys. No, I'm just joking. I'd go back.
Yeah. I like Klamath. I mean, the couple times that I've been there with you, it's always been really cool. So I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah, I got your first duck.
Yeah, 7 of them.
Forgot about that. I just remember the last one, that greenhead came through the decoys.
Yeah.
And here's Daniel, just throws it up and swings on it, one shot and drops it.
That was pretty cool.
It was textbook.
The last duck of the day, I think we got.
Yeah.
That was fun. It was a good time. So anyway, back to it. So you bought the business, or you moved here in 2016, you said, and it was Jeff Clark's insurance. Now, were you working for Jeff at that time, or how did that work?
No, I think I was technically working for my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were like 60-40 owners. So my dad and my mom owned 60%, and the Clarks still had 40. So, but when I showed up, it was still Clark. You would have never known. Still Clark's insurance. Jeff was still in there every day, and Celia was there a little bit too.
Yeah.
So, but technically my paycheck was coming from Midland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. And then, so you guys decided to buy the business in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a lot.
Well, yeah, it was a lot. It's a big decision, because it's not like.
Well, I guess it happened January 1, 2020. It was when the official transition happened, right?
January 1, 2020. And it's interesting because it's like, there's no guarantees this is going to work. I'm my parents' retirement all of a sudden. I'm paying them for 15 years until I pay off my debt, like they rely on me. And then what happens 3 or 4 months into 2020?
Yeah.
My doors are locked along with everybody else's.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a mask everywhere I'm going. And I was like, oh no, this is pretty scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 2020, that happened. Luckily not luckily, but everybody was in the same boat. Insurance is something people need. So had very little attrition. Like most people stayed. If they had to go, it was all very understandable, whether it was leaving the area or, couldn't afford it, whatever. And then, as time went on, it was like, okay, I think we're going to be all right. And it was okay. It was good. I was lucky, I wasn't, some businesses thrived from COVID. Other businesses had to shut their doors. Mm-hmm. I got to stay middle of the road. I'll take it.
Yeah. And insurance, I would assume, is pretty easy to transition into a virtual shopping experience. People don't need to come into your store to purchase insurance through telecommunications or whatnot.
For that reason, it was actually pretty nice because the people who were coming in all the time to pay had to call in, because it's fine that they come in, but then all of a sudden what takes 3 minutes to take someone's credit card and pay it took 20 because they wanted to tell you about their dog and their but that's why we're there. It's so relationship driven. My office especially, like, we're all about the relationship. I'd rather not sell you a policy than sell it to you if we're not going to have a good relationship. Yeah. And that's kind of unique. Like, I think most people think of insurance agent, they're like,
it's hard to find too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was actually in, DocuSign, all these things now. We had people working at home and they could do the voice over internet and just plug the headset in and do it. So it was all pretty seamless. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
Turned out well. Mm-hmm. And then you just made a big acquisition just this last year, or just within the last couple of months, really.
On the first of 2022, Booth Insurance, Elaine Booth, local independent agent. I mean, technically, I guess I probably don't recall this, but I know I met her when I was younger because we did Masonic stuff and DMLA, and she did the female version of that. It was Job's daughter. So at some point our paths had crossed. She knew my parents. And yeah, when I started, I go around and I talk to other agents in town, because a good way for me to grow my business is to buy other agents' books of business. Mm-hmm. So I would go talk to her and just say, hey, if you ever want to sell when you're ready, I'd love to take a look. And it just worked out that way where she was ready to make the move and the numbers worked out. And on the 1st of 2022, it also timed out where the building I was in, the original Clark's building, sold, mm-hmm. and my lease came up on the 1st. This closed on the 1st. So we moved into the Booth building and at the same time. So it was a purchase, a move.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So then since we acquired her, like, we're not keeping her name on anything. And she was pretty graceful with that. She understood. And so it's been good. It's been a lot of work though.
Yeah. And would you say that your business has grown so substantially that it made that purchase a lot easier? Like, you guys, I mean, obviously grew a lot since you've been here in order to.
Yeah. It's grown, but also I would say, like, when you do it's like an owner carry basically. So I didn't have to come up with a big chunk of money to buy it. It's just a monthly thing. So, she was graceful with that too and wanted to work with me, and she's been around. She knows what happens when the big dogs come in and buy it up. They just wipe your book out. They don't treat people nice. They have kind of a threshold of what they're willing to work with, what they won't. So she wanted the family agency that's going to, have connections in the community. So I'm not going to turn around and be like, I'm not working with you. Like, if I'm going to do that, I'll at least be more graceful about it.
Yeah. Right.
So she's the reason that happened. I mean, if I were to, get a really, really big agency, I don't know how that would work, but it'd be different. They'd probably want money up front and monthly payments.
Yeah.
There's so much to contemplate.
Yeah. It's still pretty cool to just watch how much you've grown. And from my perspective, I and you probably feel the same way. It seems like your involvement in the community has been a huge impact in that. I mean, your Rotary and Boys and Girls Club and Chamber of Commerce and.
Yeah, that's odd. Like, all that stuff I started doing when I first came in, like, I knew that it was a good thing. I didn't really realize or measure out, or I've never looked at ROI or anything, but like, yeah, I'm sure that stuff, I mean, if you're looking at just relationships, yes. If you're looking at picking up insurance accounts, yes. If you're looking at meeting people I never would have met without it, yes. Like, it's just really cool. And this little town doing that is what you need to succeed. I always think about people that, like, well, I want to go to LA and start a business and I'm just going to be on fire and burn a hole. Like, how easy would it be to get snuffed out down there? Like, here you can just show up. Like, show up. That's 70% of it. Just show up. If you want to get in the community, join a board, show up. Mm-hmm. You learn so much. You meet people. It's fun. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but that's anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a piece to it too, and it's rewarding too. You get involved and you give of your time or your money or whatever, or however it is that you choose to give back. I mean, it's just, you're changing other people's lives, which is awesome. And then, of course, I mean, you reap the benefits of it, of course.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, you're helping other people, and it just builds a community, a really strong community, which is what I think Grants Pass is because, I mean, you're not the only person that's super involved in the rest of the community.
Yeah,
I feel like we have a ton of people like that. Mm-hmm. And I just think that that's what builds a super strong community.
Yeah.
So
some people you've had on your podcast, you've met through boards, and
almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of cool to meet the movers and shakers. But yeah, no, it's definitely been awesome. I really appreciate it, and I'm happy that all these people who drug me into it they didn't drag me into it, but they suggested join this board, do that. Roy Lindsay, Hugh Griffith, like those guys kind of got me started. And Lowell Gibson, just kind of bloomed.
Yeah, Lowell's going to sit down with us next week. So preview
cool. He's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm sad he lost his fishing spot. He had to move.
Oh yeah,
he was around on the river. He had a nice little fishing hole behind his house, and go over and try and snag a steelhead every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, but before I get too far, go back to the business. I did want to say, because hopefully my employees listen to this, but like
we're way past the 15-minute mark now.
Okay. They've given up. They've had so much wine that we remember this. Yeah. But I get to sit back and reflect on some things, and it's like all these awards I get are pretty cool, and the recognition, but it's like, guess who's answering the phone right now? Guess who's helping out all these people that we sign up contracts with? Like, they're the ones who make it happen. So, like, luckily I've been blessed and have some people who I not only am happy with my employees, but I just like enjoy on a personal level.
Yeah.
Like, they're just good people. So, that's here and in Klamath Falls. Like, we've just been very fortunate. We're hiring some new people in Klamath too. Like, it's cool. Like,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Just, I think like the universe, if you put out positive vibes, not to get too weird on you guys, I don't know how you're into this.
Yeah. I believe in the affirmation stuff.
Karma.
Yeah. It's so true. Like, just do the right thing, put it out there, speak it into the universe, speak it into existence. Like, it'll happen. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. You do have some awesome gals that work for you. I don't know anybody in your Klamath office, but you do have awesome people, but I'll give you a lot of credit to that too. 'Cause every good group of people needs a good leader. So there's no bad teams. There's only bad leaders, So I think that you're just,
yeah. Thank you.
I
was just thinking about one of my first leadership experiences.
Yeah.
In the Marine Corps, I was like a fire team leader. So a fire team leaders, you have 3 people under you, maybe 4. So if you're a fire team leader, you're in the squad has 20, and then they're broken into these little fire teams. So I was a fire team leader, and I had a couple of guys that were supposed to be sweeping. They're my peers, right? They were supposed to be sweeping down the stairwell, and one of them, Wilcox, his last name's Wilcox. He still gives me so much crap about this to this day, but like, he just frustrated me because he went in his room and he was just playing with things and not doing anything. And I go in there, I was like, hey, you need to come out here and sweep the staircase with the rest of them. And he just pushed me past the point of frustration. And I was like, listen, I'm a higher rank than you. I'm older than you. You need to get out there and sweep the staircase. And like, the age thing has no relevancy in the military. Like, I didn't know what to do, but I think about that a lot. And like, that was a good shaping moment for me. Like, we're still buddies, obviously, but like, it doesn't work that way. Did
he tell you to piss off, or did he actually go do it?
Oh no, he told me to piss off.
Yeah.
But if Wilcox, it makes sense. He's a stand-up dude now too, like he was fine. It was just, you didn't want to do it, whatever. It's a weird time in everybody's life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, now I get to take that and come back. And like I was telling you the other day, I think like the best thing you can do if you're not sure what to do is just like jump in and do it with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause this booth thing's been a lot, the booth purchase.
Yeah.
And like, okay, we took on 1,000 more policies with no extra help.
Right.
And I knew when I did that, I was like, I'm going to be answering the phone more. I'm going to be taking payments. I'm going to be dealing with, hey, why did your name change? Like all this, like, I'm going to go share in that. I'm just not going to go disappear. Because the way we had it set up at my other office is like, we just had it under control, right? Like, you don't even realize how good you had it. And then you do this and the phone's ringing twice as much. And there's all these questions, and the way they handled things is a little different than us. So you got to get people used to our way of thinking. And challenging. That was a defining leadership moment for me.
Sure.
Don't tell people you're older if you're older, if you're still listening.
So some things we like to ask people when they're on the show is, what are some businesses in the area community that stand out to you?
There's a lot of good businesses in this town, but one I've really enjoyed, and I know them personally, and I just think it's really cool what they're doing, is Weekend Beer Company. I mean, just great people. Like, kind of like came from the garage brewing beer type of feel to like, wow, they went from that to their little spot downtown, which was right across the street from my office, which I'll never forgive them for. And then they move up here, and they have their cool new facility, and like, it's always busy. And I just think that's like amazing that they took it, and they actually make good beer too. You know? I think a lot of places like kind of get hyped up, and it's not really, but like, I mean, just their beer alone is amazing. But then they have all that going on. Yeah, no,
it's just everything about their business is cool. They just have a great vibe.
I think it's great how they're thriving. I mean, it doesn't matter when you go there. The place is just packed. Yeah, especially this time of year.
I went there at noon to have lunch with some people, and like, I guess the brewery isn't open, but the food trucks are kind of, or the coffee truck.
The brewery's open.
Not at noon.
They open at noon.
So I got there at like 11:30.
Yeah.
Every table have people at it already, kind of just waiting for it to open.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just have a great venue. All their people are really nice. It's really easy to get in and out of there. Like the food truck thing makes it really easy.
Yeah. Options.
Yeah. Options. And I mean, it's not like they just serve beer. I mean, they have other stuff too, and they have a great venue on the inside. It's just really open and just clean, and it looks cool, and it's just, everything about it's just awesome.
So. The new turf area is awesome.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Because now they don't have to rope it off. You can just go over there and have at it. Because before, the live grass wouldn't make it. Yeah, no, that was a good idea. They went, I don't know if you know this, but like they went around and before they opened it, talk about a business trip. I wish this was my business trip. They went to all the breweries in Bend and other places and like sat down and had beer and talked. Hey, are you the owner? You know, I've kind of figured it out. Like, what's one thing you'd never do? What's one thing you'd change? And they just had a big list of it all, and that's how they made the facility kind of work. Like,
that's so smart.
Yeah, that's why it's all decomposed granite. What do you call that? DG.
DG.
That's why it's all that, because every one of the places they talked to, like, don't do grass, do not. You know.
Yeah.
This comes a mud pit.
Yeah. Mud pit. You can't keep it alive because then you got to move stuff around and water it, whatever.
Yeah. And then they're also veteran owned too. You know. Yeah. So, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, if you paid attention to the podcast, not you in general, but just people, and if they watch Kelsey's, they'd know that Troy and her were in the Army and all that. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy choice for me. I mean, I like them. I like beer. So
yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Tell me about who inspires you and, or who's motivating to you.
Sorry guys.
No, that's okay.
Good.
Yeah. Got that tickle back.
Yeah. In a business, like just who's the most inspiring, or? Well,
I guess like who motivates you and who inspires you? Like who's your biggest inspiration? Let's start with that. Who's been your biggest inspiration in your life?
Well, my dad probably. And I always feel bad because my mom gets left out because like they did it together, right? You know? But my dad is the personality, and my mom's like the more soft spoken, like the brains like thought out, and my dad's just gung ho.
Yeah, he's the face of it for sure.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, he's been awesome. He really has helped take.
Sorry. Okay.
No, it's you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
I think.
Yeah. No, your dad is definitely like the face of it, and that's just because of his strong personality, I think. But your mom is, because I know her. I mean, she's just a sweetheart, and you can definitely feel that she's the anchor of the family. Yeah. She's the one who holds everything together for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how she stayed married to my dad. I'd have been gone a long time ago.
I know what your dad's response to that question.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. But growing up, you guys have heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Oh yeah,
it's right there.
Say no more.
Yeah.
So like my dad's having me read that kind of stuff. All my brother and my sister, and he buys the board game Cash Flow, and like he just really helped mold my thought process. Like maybe, there's nothing wrong with doing a 9 to 5 at all. Like that's so important, and it works. But doing the rat race stuff, or the rat race board game, what I call it, Cash Flow with the rat race, like it's just kind of cool how like it felt like Monopoly, harder because you have to like do a balance sheet and you're trying to make purchases on fake buildings for like, it's Monopoly money. But like that was cool. Like, I have a rental.
Right.
I'm going to have another one soon. Like it just like who tells you that kind of stuff when you're growing up?
Nobody.
It's not the schooling system. If they could have in school how to like balance a checkbook, or like how money works, like that's happens to everybody in life, but there's no education on it.
Compounding interest.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. Bad debt, good debt. But like you don't learn any of that. So if you don't have a family member or someone close to you or whatever, like good luck going into the world.
Yeah. And it's probably why so many people have money issues, though.
Yeah.
Like there's just not very. I mean, most people learn on their own, but it's, it's not something that's widely taught for sure.
No. Yeah. So, just my dad in doing that was awesome. So I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah.
Along with everything else, but just another example of my weird upbringing.
Yeah.
He used to have me memorize poems, or me and my brother, my sister.
Yeah.
We have to drive 15 minutes to school every day. So we memorized the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere.
Let's hear one for the podcast. Come on.
I got just a short one that's kind of funny.
Okay.
One dark day in the middle of the night, 2 dead boys arose to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other. A deaf policeman heard the noise and came and killed the 2 dead boys. If you don't believe my story's true, ask the blind man. He saw it too.
I like that.
Yeah. I do not know what that means, but
yeah, it's a funny one. But Gunga Din and the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, and I forget the other one. But yeah, but basically we're my dad's like dinner act. He'd have his friends over, and after we got done doing all the dishes and while they chatted, he'd have us come line up in the living room and
recite
and bust out poems all night long.
That sounds it sounds like the worst childhood ever.
Yeah, arguably, maybe. Yeah.
Arguably, yeah.
It's just strange. Like the more you get into it, the more I remember. Maybe I pushed it out of my memory, but that's my inspirational poem, Dad. Was the other one Motivated? Yeah, Motivated. Tara. I mean, I just go back to her with everything, and we talk every night, and she keeps me level and keeps me going. So I tried a long time ago to find an inspirational person, like a celebrity. I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
Rob Dyrdek, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I tried him for the longest time because I really like Rob. He's funny, right? He's funny guy, but he's still successful in business, right?
Hugely successful.
Right.
Yeah.
But just whatever.
That show, that Robin Big show is so great.
Fantasy Factory.
Yeah. But even before that, when it was just him and Rob, was just, Robin Big was really fun.
It was better that way because it was more raw.
Yeah.
It was just them.
Yeah.
Then you get into this big production of Fantasy Factory, and he has all these people come in, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm on, I don't know, more ground roots, grass level. I like people. You guys motivate me. I like hearing about your success, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. This many closings. This many closings this month.
Oh.
Does a cough mean 10? 10 closings this month. Is that code?
That's happened before, but not this month.
Right, yeah. But that's just cool. To me, that's more motivating than reading a book or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. No, it's funny. Michael and I were talking about this before. It's this, every person that for that question, for the most part, answers it's their spouse who's the person that motivates them. But it's true. I mean, that's what makes a good partnership, right? It's somebody who can motivate you and keep you going and level you out and make sure you're not doing too many stupid things.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It's interesting to know, but
yeah.
When you had me fill out the form, I was like, that's what's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I don't know what's going on. Second time.
Yeah. You and my camera are struggling. I can't trade you in for a new model, so I should have.
Sure you can.
That's true. We are all expendable.
Nobody's special.
Yeah. I'm not ready to trade you in for a new model yet, so not yet. Anyway.
Keep sputtering like that. No.
Oh, I know how to get on his nerves. I've got him there a couple times.
It's not hard to get on my nerves, trust me. So it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Lawton knows that. Have you ever gotten on my nerves?
Yeah, well, no, but I've been around when
I'm irritated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of a pain in the ass when I'm irritated. A bit of an asshole, people will say.
That's probably true.
Yeah. No, it's 100% true. Yeah. And I'll admit it to every single person too. So
no surprises.
No, it is what it is. Yeah. It's kind of just how I am. So
right.
I try not to be an asshole, but it just comes out sometimes. So
you better let Danny know if this is part of the podcast.
Fill it in, bro. Just go. This is who I am. So it's all good. Danny knows. He's like, I'm definitely putting that in. So
yeah. Well, I was actually surprised when I watched the first one. Maybe it was the second one. Dan Doyle.
Yeah, second one.
Yeah, and you guys were talking like normal and drinking. What did he bring you?
Moonshine.
Moonshine.
You want some?
No.
Why not?
No.
Come on. All right, never mind. Forget it.
I don't drink anymore.
Today?
Yeah, for a while. No, I think I had a little cold or something. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys that.
It's okay.
I knew. Your wife told my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No secrets.
Yeah.
Again.
I have like this weird thing going on with my face right now. Like I have like, I don't know if you noticed this, but like my left nostril is a little swollen. Like the whole side, like the left side of my face is swollen. And like under my cheek right here and then along my jawline, it like super tender.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
Got like a tooth coming in or like a...
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. All my baby teeth. I lost my baby teeth finally.
Swollen.
They break into puberty.
Yeah.
Toothache.
All right, guys, let's do this. No, I feel like I got hit in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But
so.
yeah, I was just, one of the first one I heard, I was like, man, it's kind of cool how you guys don't really, try and hold it back. You just get to be yourself and talk normal.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's 15 minutes. Moms are like pushing the X button. Like, nope, no more of this. Sorry. These guys are a little too raw on YouTube. Take them away.
I don't think our people.
That just made me laugh.
Yeah. I think the only person's mom that watches our show is Michael's mom. She comments on every episode.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
And she listens. She's the one that listens all the way through, too.
Yeah, for sure.
She's
Definitely.
our one listener.
It's actually been quite surprising. I didn't think it would catch on as quickly as it has. But it seems like people like to listen. Maybe not to watch. Watching is hard, but if you're like driving and listening to it, like I have several people that told me that, oh, yeah, I listened to every episode. I don't watch it. Most people don't even know that we record it and it's on.
Yeah.
It's
on the
YouTube.
audio side, we just broke 500 downloads.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So people are listening when they drive around or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaning house or doing whatever they're doing. So.
Oh, you guys are becoming big time.
We are.
Pretty soon you won't be.
And I thought he was the humble one.
Pretty soon you won't be in this closet we're in. You'll have an actual studio.
A closet. This is an actual office.
People don't know.
Is it? Oh, yeah. I didn't know. I thought you were just like in the corner of your office, and it was much bigger. But we're actually in a closet. So.
Yeah, it's a closet. Oh man, you're not helping me out here. Yeah. All right, buddy. Let's wrap it up, huh, Michael? Let's get this guy out of here.
Closet started to get hot.
Yeah, I need to come out of this closet right now. So
yeah, I guess it is bigger than it looks.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
No.
All right.
No one makes it to the end.
Nobody makes it till the end. Yeah. All right. Well, don't mention this to anybody. And if anybody, I love that joke that you made at the end of this thing. Then we'll know who our true fans are. So,
right.
Yeah.
They'll be saying the same thing I did. Like, yeah, you guys really don't hold back, do you?
Yeah.
Just let it flow.
Yeah. All right. A couple more questions, Lawton, as we're wrapping this thing up. Bucket list items.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
That was also another good one. I want to go up to Alaska. I really like fly fishing. And I want to do like one of those bush plane, I don't know if it's like a pontoon, lands on water. Apparently they'll go up there and land on a lake and you can just fish for trout I don't know if it's off the plane or nearby. I'm thinking like wings and casting.
Yeah, I would like going to.
Yeah, it'd be kind of strange.
Yeah.
But that sounds really awesome to me.
Yeah.
But you land up there a couple thousand miles from nobody and
yeah. Well, I don't know. Fishing's probably a little different than hunting. I don't know. And it's Alaska. So you probably could fly for 10 minutes and be into some like good fishing.
Oh, yeah. You can take one of their little Cubs with like the 34-inch tires on it and they land like in 10 feet.
Skip me into somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do good with motion sickness or small planes. So
those are small planes.
yeah, I'll have to figure that part out, but it'd be worth it.
you'll make it.
Yeah. I want it. We had a plan, but COVID messed it up twice. Was to go to Argentina. If you go to the southern tip of Argentina, I forget what it is, but you can. They have really good fly fishing down there. Huh. Yeah, slipping my mind what it was called. But my dad just like, let's go. And every time it was like, well, if you get there, you got to quarantine for 2 weeks before you can go anywhere and come back. And I was like, I'm not spending a month and a half in quarantine to go catch a fish.
Yeah.
Let's push this down the road.
Yeah, probably a good call.
But yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, that's sounds amazing. So
yeah.
What's that book that the Comfort Crisis that we read, where the guy goes up into Alaska and hunts for caribou with that guy? Yeah,
right.
It's pretty cool to hear those stories. Sterling's done that too, right? Gone up to Alaska?
I think he has, yeah.
Yeah.
He's planning another big trip here soon. they're parachuting in somewhere and hiking out. And
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah.
So you didn't answer this question on your questionnaire.
I didn't.
No.
I did it on my phone. So
what's one interesting thing about you that not many people know?
Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty open. I don't know. Like, if you don't know, it's because I didn't tell you.
And you're not gonna?
Yeah, I guess I had red hair growing up. Is that surprising?
Is that surprising?
I guess it's not with my beard. They used to call me Strawberry.
They quit on me again. Just keep going.
They used to call me Strawberry Top in elementary school, and it used to just piss me off so bad. Yeah, because I had, like, bright red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got all mad at him, and now look at you, you're the silver fox.
Yeah, now I have every color in the rainbow.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get some purple highlights after this.
Yeah.
In my beard. I'm the least interesting man alive. I'm the opposite of the most interesting man.
Basically, if you know, you know.
You know, you know.
Yeah. Just talk to me. It all comes out. No surprises for you.
No surprises.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I just appreciate you being here and doing this. So I find you an interesting dude, even though if there's nothing hidden about it. So yeah, my wife's calling me. She's gonna have to.
Are you late?
She's probably watching this.
Not late for anything. Watching. It's not live.
Live streaming.
Live?
No, come on.
Yeah, that's why we cut all this stuff out. All the bad stuff. So
You'll never know anything happened.
I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not live. But no, I appreciate you being here. I got a lot of respect for you. I think you know that. I've told you many times before. Just enjoy the hell out of you. And so, yeah. That's that.
Well,
so.
Thanks for letting me come and run my mouth for an hour, and hopefully it's halfway interesting. But yeah, I think this is awesome. This is a cool experience. You guys aren't half bad yourselves, you know that?
Head on.
Bad yourself.
Appreciate having you.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we send an outro in?
Yeah, let's episode 10 in the books, right?
That's right.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Hometown Hustle Podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. And for more information or to connect with Daniel and Michael, check out www.hometownhustlepodcast.com. We'll see you next time.